Hi, welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Up early today for the long trip to Newcastle, but got to get Transfer Daily in now. I saw this statistic yesterday and I couldn't believe it, that £700 million has been spent so far in the transfer window by Premier League clubs. Some ridiculous money's been flying around. You've seen signings like Raheem Sterling for 49 million. Liverpool have made signings like Benteke 35 million, Firmino 27 million. And it's not finished there, you know what I mean? There's still De Bruyne who's going to get done for 50 odd million. Chelsea are sniffing around Pogba. Even teams like Stoke have made big money signings. Now, out of that 700 million that's been spent by Premier League clubs, Arsenal have only contributed £10 million to that in the signing of Petr Cech. No outfield player, nobody else signed. Even yesterday, Spurs made a couple of signings. Arsenal, basically one signing so far, and that's it. Now, when I saw that statistic, it just sort of made me realise what the source of frustration is amongst Arsenal fans. Whether we like it or not, this period of time, it's changed from the old days. It's an exciting period for football fans. We like to see a player come in. And as I said yesterday, you've seen even the biggest clubs like Barcelona, who don't really need to strengthen. They're strong in every area, who even have got a transfer embargo on at the moment, still signing players like Arda Turan to strengthen their team. Why haven't Arsenal, as one of those top elite clubs, made any signings yet so far in the transfer window? And we seem to do it every year, year in, year out. Last year wasn't too bad in the summer, but it seems like a case again of lastminute.com. And it was just a damning statistic for me when I saw that. I mean, listen, I'm hoping that I'm being impatient and I'm jumping the gun, and that by time we get down to Tuesday, we would have made a couple or at least one big signing. But it was just a damning statistic for me. And basically, we're just going into games now at the moment with the same team that we had last year. It's not been a good start to the season. If it had started off great, maybe we'd be saying, well, you know what, maybe we don't need anybody. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise that it hasn't gone so smoothly for Arsenal, because that may force Arsene Wenger's hand. Will he be back in for Benzema? I know everybody's fed up of it, but it's still the only rumour in town at the moment, really. Rumours still persisting that a deal still may be done. The latest we're hearing on this is that Real Madrid are looking at the moment very hard at signing a marquee signing. They've taken a long, hard look at Ibrahimovic at PSG, and they've taken a long, hard look at Lewandowski at Bayern Munich. Again, I feel that both of those would be very, very difficult for them to get. Would Ibrahimovic want to go to Real Madrid? Remember, he used to be a Barcelona player. He's coming towards the end of his career. Going across there would not endear him to Barcelona fans. And you've got to think of your career going forward. And also, you know, I don't think there's any chance of Bayern Munich selling Lewandowski. So, you know, the sort of suggested rumour that if, you know, Real Madrid get us some sort of marquee signing over the line in the next couple of days, it might be surplus to requirements for Benzema. I just can't see who that marquee signing could be. And it still seems to me that Benzema is definitely going to be staying put. Julian Draxler, again, spoke about him heavily yesterday. Again, he's one of the biggest rumours circulating around Arsenal. There's quite a few clubs chasing him, but he has now, it's come out that he's rejected a new contract from Schalke. Looks like he's definitely going to be on the move this summer. Who to? Will it be Juventus, who were sort of the first club that were in for him, bid for him, but that bid was rejected? Will it be Manchester United, who we hear now are interested in him? Would it be Wolfsburg, who also apparently are going to have a lot of money to spend when they sell De Bruyne, and apparently also heavily interested in him? Or will it be Arsenal? Will Arsenal finally go for a player that a couple of years ago was like their #1 target, They failed to land him because they felt at the time he was too expensive. Well, he's a lot cheaper now. Will Arsene Wenger take a chance at trying to land him? Nobody. It's funny. I saw a guy yesterday. He come up to me and he said, "Come on, Robbie, what do you know?" I said, "Listen, I don't even think Arsene Wenger's wife knows what he's gonna do in the transfer market, let alone me. I haven't. You know, we've been looking at all the transfer targets, but you know, you haven't got a clue with Arsene Wenger. We remember when he's went out and signed Kim Kallstrom. How can you predict what he's going to do? Nobody saw the Danny Welbeck thing last summer either. So don't ask me. I really don't know what. All we can do is look at some of the possibilities, and Draxler definitely is one of them. This guy is linked today. Amen Admanor plays for Monaco. He's been linked before in the summer. Centre back, good centre back. I was very impressed with this guy when we played against Monaco. Big, strong, really looked a decent player. He's being allowed to leave by Monaco. He's been asking to leave, but he's being allowed to leave by Monaco now. Monaco have signed a replacement for him in Philippe Macedo, so he's surplus to requirements. Will Arsenal move in for another centre-back, or are we going to stick with what we've got? We see yesterday that Arsene Wenger coming out with a big defence of Callum Chambers, who had that nightmare game, especially first half against Liverpool, where he was really made to look amateur in that game, if I'm being honest. Not to say that he, you know, that's the end of his career at Arsenal. It was just one game, but it was startling how poor he looked. And that's kind of the second game where he's sort of been torn to shreds. It happened against Swansea last year as well. He's only a young player, still got a way to go. Would a guy like Armin Adminor bring a lot of experience to the Arsenal camp? But apparently Arsenal interested in him. But yet again, as I said, quite a lot of other clubs, and I'm still not sure if Arsenal are in for a centre-back. Still feel that Arsenal, of course, Gabriel's impressing everybody, and there's still the fact that you, as well as Chambers, you've got players like Debuchy and also Monreal who can cover those areas, and looks to me like Wenger would more stick to that. But this guy linked with a move in Arsenal today. And finally, Arsenal have signed a striker. Okay, I know. Listen, no disrespect to this kid. Harry Clark, they've signed him from Ipswich. He's 15 years of age. They signed him for £100,000. Maybe that statistic I gave at the start's wrong. Add another 100,000 to that out of the £700 million spent by all the Premier League clubs. Arsenal now put another 100,000 on top of the 10 million that we've spent towards it. But yeah, I have signed this kid. You may have seen that video. It was going around last year. It's a viral video with a real ticky-tacky move by Ipswich at the time. Finished off by this kid, Harry Clark, in a game against Millwall in a youth game. Well, he has signed for Arsenal. Arsenal's latest signing. When we get into youth signings over the line, where are the senior players? That is what every gooner is asking right about now. Let's get into the comments. MUF Finman 1113 said, I had a dream last night about Ibrahimovic joining and finally showing us gooners what we missed out on several years after we offered him a trial. Well, I'll tell you what, I've been having a lot of dreams, but I can't see half of those players I've dreamed about coming, unfortunately. It also says, to sign a well-known, world-class player in the last few days will take a lot of doing. Let's be honest, the only reason we got Ozil on deadline day was because James Rodriguez's arrival. He was surplus to requirements. Unless PSG or Napoli sign a replacement, then there's little chance that we'll get Cavani or Higuain. As for signing anyone else for the sake of it, I can honestly say that at this time in the window, that's not workable and would not improve our starting 11. These deals should have been sorted out months ago. Lack of professionalism, in my opinion, and it's so frustrating. Tommy Longanan says, us Arsenal fans, we deserve big signings more than anybody else. For one, we've got the highest ticket prices in Europe. Two, we've had to wait year upon year for a trophy. we always seem to finish fourth or third in the past 10 years. I think we at least deserve one big signing each year to get us excited and to spur us on to bigger and better things. But no, we get the same last-minute panic every summer. He said, I'm still pro Wenger, but for F's sake, make a big signing. And I'd say that that guy is reflective of most fans out there. It's very, 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 very frustrating at the moment for Arsenal fans. What's going to happen? After this, there's only 3 days to go. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, then it will all be done. 6 p.m. UK time on a Tuesday. I'm glad it's shutting early as well, so I don't have to be hanging around the stadium till hours of the night. 6 p.m. Tuesday, the window slams shut. Will Arsenal get anything done? Will Arsenal be able to secure a marquee signing? It's really in doubt at the moment, but we've got to remain hopeful.